stuff.
Ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura gave graphic testimony today at the trial of Sean P. Diddy Combs. The 38-year-old singer says Diddy was frequently violent. Make the wrong face, and the next thing I knew.
All right, we can't play this part, obviously, for YouTube purposes, but we could play this part.
A lot of the people inside had to put their head down because they were having a hard time watching that video.
She arrived at Manhattan Federal Court wearing dark glasses, a brown coat, and turtleneck dress. It was the first time they'd been in the same room together in 6 years. What was Diddy's reaction when Cassie walked into that courtroom?
What we've seen so far with her being on the stand is he's being interactive with his defense counsel, and he has been taking notes, passing those notes to his defense counsel, because this cross-examination of Cassie is going to be very intense.
Cassie Ventura is in the 9th month of her pregnancy and could give birth at any time. On the witness stand, she often rested her hands on her baby bump and shifted in her chair. She also spoke in a very low voice and frequently dabbed her eyes with tissues.
I bet she goes into labor before she can get cross-examined.
In view of her advanced pregnancy, the judges agreed to grant breaks about every 90 minutes. She described sex orgies in which Diddy would watch me with another person and actually direct us on what we were doing. I was confused, nervous, but also loved him very much.
Now, make no mistake, guys, the media, by and large, want to see Diddy get convicted.
She told the jurors.
You could tell by the coverage because even their titles is saying like Diddy forced me to take a golden shower, where the escort clearly says, no, Cassie wanted the golden shower.
Cassie feeling today?
Cassie Ventura's husband, TV actor Alex Fine, came to court to support her.
Ms. Combs, what is this like for you? What is this like for his family?
Diddy's daughters also returned to court today, despite walking out during disturbing testimony yesterday by a male escort who testified he was paid to have sex with Cassie Ventura while Diddy watched.
And he was also paid by Cassie. So like, this is where like the media, this is where like people like me come into play, because the media is not going to say that, oh yeah, he was paid by Cassie. It's like, who the money come from? It was Cassie hands. So Cassie said, asked Diddy to get an inflatable pool filled with baby oil. This is, I think, true, guys. It's true. And obviously 50 Cent is going to troll this ninja because it's 50 Cent. But day 2 of the trial, let's get to it. Sorry about this, guys. Give me 1 second. Day 2 of the trial, and it was explosive. Pause, if you will. Day 2 of the Diddy trial is officially underway. Cassie just testified that she was used as a public toilet by Diddy and a male escort, and frequently drank the Dubai soda for pleasure. This is her testimony. All right, this is Cassie's testimony. All right, so just let that sink in. And obviously, court transcripts of Cassie admitting to drinking the Dubai soda is insane. She would drink Diddy's Dubai soda as well as other men's Dubai soda found on Craigslist. And here is the transcripts for all the uninitiated who think this is BS, because it's been posted like on several news outlets. Defense objection grounds, asked and answered, overruled. No, I didn't want it. How did it feel? It was disgusting. It was too much. I choked. No one could think I wanted it, bro. Literally the escort testified that she asked him to do it. Why were you choking? Too much soda in my mouth. Who else gave you soda? Diddy. Did you want Diddy to put soda on you? I didn't want anyone to put the Dubai soda on you. How often did it happen? Often enough. Now, granted, this is a meme account, so they're going to meme it.
I be my whole fucking flow. Word for word, bar for bar.
Now, obviously, this is when R. Kelly finds out Diddy was giving the Dubai soda on it.
Don't act like I didn't.
Kiss me through the phone.
He copied my whole fucking flow. Word for word, bar for bar.
I'm gonna piss on it.
Diddy at the Rock Nation brunch after getting people to agree to give her the soda.
These young niggas got my dick hard.
It's bad. They keep going. Emails revealed in court showing Diddy asked Cassie if she wanted to stop the freak-offs, and she agreed to continue. This is the stuff like the mainstream news is not going to highlight for you guys because, like I said, they, if you were like mainstream news or just a news outlet, you should cover the entire thing, not cherry pick items that's obviously going to paint Diddy in the worst light possible. But this right here is very telling when you have email proof that he was like, hey, you want to stop the freak-offs? And she was like, nope. What did you write? I really needed to get banged. Why did you write that? Because I wanted to be with him. The attorney asks, I'll read your messages. You read yours. You don't want to do this anymore? Ventura says, I'm so predictable. What did you think this meant, Ventura? That he knew I didn't want to do the freak-offs anymore, but then I backpedaled. Why? To not make him angry. He could be violent. So now the picture that's being painted is if she backed off, he would be violent. Cassie leaving the freak-off after 10 dudes then did their thing on her.
Oh, lube.
This is bad. Diddy aged like 20 years since getting arrested. I guess he's reportedly all gray. The call of Diddy, Holy Bible.
There's no way out of this one. You're done.
Now let's get to some more serious coverage as opposed to this. There are people outside trying to get some. We'll get to trying to cover the Diddy case, and obviously got to deal with people outside. And I can't even play this guy's whole clip because he gets crazy.
White boy. This is how. Shut the fuck up, bitch. This is the fucking. I said, bitch. I said, shut the fuck up, bitch.
Yo, New York is wild out here. Diddy filmed women as he forced them into days long of relationships parties. His trial hears, and I think the best coverage is this not 50 Cent, is actually Daily Wire or MS right here. All right, so this is going to actually break down everything that happened. Cassie says she was there. Oh man, this is bad. Okay, so let's actually get into the coverage. The court adjourns. That was at 5:04 p.m. Cassie describes being kicked and dragged in 2016. When asked if she ever left one of Combs' alleged freak-offs, Cassie Ventura said in Century City, alluding to the 2016 incident at LA hotel, which security video footage showed the rapper. I chose to leave, Ventura said. I got out and Sean followed me into the hallway, grabbed me, shoved me to the ground, kicked me, dragged me back to the room, and took my stuff. It's a setback for Combs' legal team. Judge Samora, blah, 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 said in April that the video first broadcast by CNN last year was admissible as evidence. After the jury was shown the video, Ventura asked how many times had Diddy had thrown her like that. She says too many to count. Remember, this is like domestic violence, not necessarily trafficking. Cassie says it was Combs' fantasy to direct freak-offs. Cassie Ventura detailed explicit ventures that she said would happen in the freak-offs that Sean Combs requested her participate in. Sometimes she said Combs would join in and she had intercourse with the escort. Other times he would just watch from a corner. He would also set up phones on FaceTime so he could watch from another room, she said. It was his fantasy to direct what to say, how to act, she said. I did that to speed the process along so I can get it done. I wanted to be over and to get to the other room where he could spend time alone. Ventura said Combs began recording some of the freak-offs in the first year. I didn't want to do it, she said. I would watch them with him afterwards while we were having intercourse. What the fuck? Yo. I saw them on my devices. I would delete them. I felt disgusted. Bro, Diddy is wild. I mean, if you believe her testimony to be true, I believe this to be true. I believe she got banged out. He recorded it. They start going at it, and he's watching the other guy bang Cassie. Cassie took drugs to dissociate. Cassie Ventura testified that she used marijuana, ketamine, mushrooms, whatever the drug of choice at that point to get through the freak-offs. I couldn't imagine myself doing any of that without having some sort of buffer, Ventura told the court. Ventura had testified at length about her having intercourse with escorts while her then boyfriend Combs watched. Even when she became ill, she said Combs told her to keep going. I would actually vomit, she said. When I got sick during the freak-off, he would encourage me to get up and continue on with it. I mean, this is some nasty shit, dog. This is some nasty stuff, man. I had a girl vomit while topping me off. And I was like, you don't have to continue. She's like, no, I'm going to finish. Just give me some Listerine and I'm going to keep going. I was like, okay. But anyway, Cassie Ventura said she questioned the legality of soliciting sex workers online when Combs would ask to see the escort to check if they were a cop. This prompted an objection from defense attorneys. Judge Aram Sarum told the jury that to disregard Ventura's comment concerning legality. Ventura said she would contact sex workers online at Combs' request and tell them it was his fantasy to watch her get plowed by another man, she said in court, and the workers were paid anywhere between $1,500 to $6,000. Cassie says she was directed to find workers online. Oh my God. So if she's finding them online, she's picking them out, right? Craigslist, the now defunct Backpage, the escort service Cowboys for Angels were among the sites Cassie testified that she used, but any final hire had to have Combs okay. I showed the photos to Sean to see if he was interested. If he wasn't interested, I would tell them no and ask for someone else, she said. Sean had to approve. So she picks him out and then he gets final say. Cassie says he was expected to participate during freak-offs during her flow, man. This is some nasty stuff, man. Do y'all got the stomach for this, man?
Do you have the stomach?
Cassie told the court that she was expected to participate in freak-offs during her monthly cycle against her will at Combs' request, resulting in blood getting on furniture. Oh my God. Look, man, I've ran plenty of red lights before, but like, you know, it got to be like the last day, the first day. I ain't doing that shit on the third day when the flow's heavy. That you got to be a different kind of dog for that dog. Ventura also said Combs had an escort give her a golden shower during an encounter because it was a turn on for him. Combs also participated. I just felt humiliated and I was disgusted. It was too much, she said. I choked. I didn't want to be doing that. I was in a position I couldn't easily get out of. Ventura asked why she didn't say no. I was squeamish immediately, but high at the moment, she said. That's about it. You don't have a lot of control at that moment. Like, bruh, bitch, you never said no. That's the thing that Diddy's team is going to hone in on. That she never said no. I promise you. They're going to be like, why you never say no? She's like, Baby oil was used in freak-offs at Sean Combs' request, according to Cassie. Sean wanted it heated, and he wanted it to be glistening, so he applied every 5 minutes. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Bitch, that shit is not glistening. It is not glistening. No, girl, give me the bottle. Give me the goddamn bottle. Ventura said there was a pool filled with baby oil doing a freak off at a montage in Beverly Hills, which she got into at Combs' request. If Diddy wanted it to happen, then that's what was going to happen. There was no way around it, she said. We used 10 bottles of baby oil, regular size. Oh my God, Diddy. Ventura also mentioned other items used in freak-offs, including Astroglide, lubricant, and condoms. Staff would bring these items, but the freak-off was last minute. Ventura would bring them, she said. Hey, she brought the items, man. I mean, I'm just looking at from Diddy's defense team. She picked the escorts. The money came from her hands to the escorts. She brought the condoms. Tell me how this was not consensual. Cassie describes Combs as a scary person. Cassie says she was always conscious of appeasing Combs and did everything possible to stay in his good graces. I didn't want him to be upset or not trust me, she testified. He was a scary person. He would be violent. Well, we know he will be violent. But did he say, bitch, I'm going to beat your ass if you don't get in this freak off? She said they engaged in freak offs in all homes and hotels listed in several places in Southern California across the country. Cassie gets emotional recalling feelings for Combs. When he had one-on-one time, she said, when you care about somebody, you love them and you don't want to disappoint them. She began crying when she was shown an email where she wrote Combs, which said, I really need to F. So you want to F? Who you want to F? Going to call someone? Combs wrote back. I want to F you. Are you crazy? She responded. When asked, she wrote and said, because that's how I felt, bro. Diddy like, she like, I want to fuck. He like, well, who you want to F? She like, you silly. Like, that's not how we do things. That's not how we do things around here. Oh man, she crying, dog. I mean, a piece of me, I think she loved him. And unfortunately, she never got a baby. She never got a marriage out of him. She just got these freak offs. Cassie felt like, bruh, in all honesty, dog, let me tell y'all women, you start doing these freak offs, they not marrying your ass. You are just for entertainment purposes only. You know, like when you look at your wife, your significant other, you don't want to be like, damn, man, she had about 50 other escorts up in that joint. She didn't like got peed on, ate everything. You ain't, that ain't something you like doing. And then your friends know too that she was in these freak offs. Man. Drug-filled orgies were a regular element of Cassie Ventura's time with Combs, even though she hated virtually every moment of it. The former partner testified, I felt pretty horrible about myself. I felt disgusting. I felt humiliated. I didn't have the words to show how horrible I felt. I couldn't talk to anyone about it. The witness recalled drinking alcohol and taking ecstasy when first having intercourse with the first escort for Combs Entertainment. I was so high I didn't feel much, she said. Did this really happen to me? I didn't know what was going to happen. That if we were going to do it more frequently, I said yes to more. I didn't want to make him upset or angry. Cassie confessed to voyeurism fantasy before proposing freak off, Cassie said. Sean Diddy Combs had a voyeurism fantasy, according to Cassie Ventura, mentioning that in her first 6 months of their relationship. He described it as a fantasy he had where he would want to see me getting banged out with another male so he could watch. Cassie said in court, adding that she agreed to it because she didn't want to upset him. So here we go, consent too. This is consent. All Diddy's team is going to look for is consent. She agreed to it. When Ventura said she was 22, Combs first proposed freak offs. She met him when he was 19. I loved him. I didn't want him to think that I thought anything bad of him. Like, to be fair, to be honest, she did love him. He ain't love her. He loved her in a weird, if he did, it's a weird type of way. He loved the entertainment she could provide. But Kim Porter would never, right? Kim was like, get the fuck out of here. Combs was ready to comfort Suge Knight in the middle of a freak off. What? Combs and Cassie engaged in one of their freak off sessions when the rapper was told that a longtime rival, Suge Knight, was at a nearby dinner promoting his get dressed for confrontation. He said, we're having a freak off in one of his homes in LA. And he said, Suge was at Mel's dinner and we packed up and drove down there, Venture testified. I was screaming and crying, please don't do anything stupid. I didn't know what they were going to do. Knight is now serving a lengthy prison sentence. Combs had guns in his safes in homes. Like, who cares about this dude having guns in his safes? I mean, I'm about to like zip through this because it's getting a little bit long-winded. Visibly, Cassie appeared pregnant right there. Combs would take away Cassie's electronics and cars as punishment, she testifies. He would take the car away, the house, the jury, she said. The physical things didn't matter. I just wanted his approval. The former romantic partner said Combs would dispatch his staffer for these takebacks. Staff would take them, she recalled. If I wasn't there, it would be a staff member of security. Where is I don't know, am I missing something? Where is the trafficking occurring? I mean, he needs Jesus in his heart, but in his bedroom, he want Cassie. Cassie says he controlled her appearance, says she looked Mexican. Okay. Court is back in session. She described the freak-offs in testimony. Combs flashes heart hands to family members. Damn, man. This Ninja Diddy down bad. There were freak-offs lasting up to 4 days. That was her primary job. Staying out for 4 days on end, taking drugs and drinking, having sex with a stranger. They would be like 36, 48, 72 hours was the longest. 72 hours. The longest was 4 days, just getting packed out. Sean decided not to release another album, she said. That's when her music career, like, nah, bitch, she's just going to be my plaything. Combs would check in unannounced at homes where Cassie lives. Like, hey, pop up, bitch. What you doing? Making sure no ninjas up in there. Combs' mood swings will also lead to violence. Cassie says Combs was with Kim Porter when they started their relationship. Where's the trafficking? Cassie recalls her first sexual encounter with Combs while high on a boat in Miami. Cassie recalled having sex for the first time with Combs, an encounter that she said happened while she was high on drugs on a boat in Miami. I was drinking wine, then started to take drugs. I blew off an ecstasy pill, the witness said. Sean gave it to me. I had never taken it before. I was just out of it, laughing, didn't know what it was until a bit later. Cassie recalled how he gave her drugs to give her a euphoric feeling as you really get high. Cassie discussed Combs kissing on her 21st birthday, taught her about how to drop neck. I was confused. I was new artist that didn't know the lay of the land and things like that, she said in court. I wasn't used to an executive or anyone being that forward in a way with me in a more than friends way, a sexual way, a romantic way. I remember running out back to my hotel and telling someone about it. Ventura said she did not want to kiss Combs on that day. There's a 17-year age gap between Combs, she said. Doesn't matter. Everyone's over the legal age of consent. After the incident, Ventura said she went home with a handful of times at the Trump Motel and Hotel in Manhattan, where they discussed her music career and started to develop a comfortable relationship with each other. During those meetings, he introduced her to the idea of dropping neck, she said, teaching her how to perform it and giving it to her. Hey, real gentleman. This is a gentleman thing right here, man. When asked if she reciprocated, Cassie said, no, what? He made me feel crazy for not reciprocating at the time. I did not understand what kind of relationship, and I was in a relationship with someone else. Oh, I think she was with Ryan Leslie, in all honesty. I was young and did not have the vocabulary for some of the things that talked about. I was just trying to understand it, just completely inexperienced at that point. Wait. So he did teach her how to do it, but she said no at first. A little bit confusing. Cassie describes meeting Sean Combs a bad boy. Who cares? Cassie feared what Diddy would do if she said no to the freak-offs. Well, she never said no to the freak-offs. That is something that his legal team is going to point out. She never said no. Saying she was scared to say no does not mean he forced you. He asked you, hey, you want to do a freak-off? She was like, yeah. Cassie describes how Combs would participate in the freak-offs. The government witness described herself. I was 22 at the time. My stomach churned. I didn't have a concept of how and what it would turn out. I accepted responsibility, Cassie testified. I was confused, nervous, but also loved him very much and wanted to make him happy. It wasn't something that I wanted to be doing, especially as a regular as it became, she said. But again, I was in love and wanted to make him happy. At some point, I felt I didn't have much of a choice. Here we go right here. I felt I didn't have much of a choice. She never said no. Cassie discusses the Intercontinental Hotel incident. I mean, do we need to keep going? Judge Rule Ventura's husband can be in the courtroom as she takes the stand. Frequent violence at his hand, like he's a domestic abuser. Cassie Ventura takes the witness stand. Male escort wraps up. Sex with Cassie was directed by Combs, male escort says. Defense asks male escort if he had feelings for Cassie, which attorney for Combs pressed Daniel Phillip, a male escort who was alleged to have had multiple encounters with Cassie, if he had feelings for her. Attorney Xavier Donaldson asked Phillip if he thought he was establishing a bond with Ventura, to which he said correct. But when asked if he thought it was a relationship with her, he said incorrect. Phillip also described the situation in which Ventura was scared and shaken after Combs allegedly hit her. When Combs left the room, Phillip and Ventura started kissing, and were moving in the direction of having intercourse, she said. Phillip said he lost his Johnson after Combs came back in the room. Phillip was also asked if he told federal prosecutors last year that he was jealous when Ventura and Combs were doing it, to which he said he does not recall. Man. Defense presses male escort if Cassie was drunk or high during the sexual encounters. Male escort returns to testify. And this is pretty much it. I mean, as far as the testimony. So what do you think, guys? What do you think? I don't know what to make of it, man. Look, she never said no. That's all I can go off of. All right, we're at midnight, so I'm going to show the shrine and then I'm going to shut her down. All right, let me know if y'all like the video. Share it. I'll see you next video. Peace.